Momentary lapse for the slides. Paging Eric. Slides? Yeah. Oh, maybe. Well, I'll just start talking about Leo. So July 2019 is when Leo started. We started as basically a decentralized seeking alpha. That was the whole idea behind it. And the original goal was to basically democratize access and knowledge to finance. So that goal kind of changed over time, and now what you see is a blue screen. But you also see the Everything app on Hive. And the idea behind that is to be basically Twitter on the blockchain. And the reason for that is that we can monetize attention. And I'll get into that a lot. But you know, one thing that Web 2 did a great job of is bringing people in and using them and using the user-generated content to create a lot of value. Obviously, that value kind of flowed into the pockets of, you know, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world. But with Web 3, you know, we're able to tokenize and bring that value back to the users. So Leo's gone through a lot of iterations. So we started as Steam Leo back in July 2019. Little fun tidbit for you guys. So that was the first iteration of Leo. Like I said, the idea was a decentralized seeking alpha. And you know, we airdropped to actually the PAL token holders, which was airdropped to the Hive ecosystem. So that's how we started. And then in March, obviously, we, you know, Hive was born, and Leo Finance was our rebrand. So, you know, sticking in line with that mission of decentralizing finance and democratizing access to it. So that's where, you know, Leo Finance came. And then Project Blank. So you guys probably heard a lot about Project Blank for, you know, maybe 2 years. So it took us 2 years to build what is now Project Blank, which we call the Everything app. And a rebrand is coming soon, where we're going to take it to a more broad audience. So that's where we're at. And there's 6 core features. And the new rebrand, so we talked previously about democratizing access to finance. Now it's a digital oasis. So it's about bringing all the amazing features of Web 2 to Web 3. And there's 6 key ideas behind Leo. And it's short-form content, long-form content, communities, decentralized voting, tokenization, and immutable identities. So short-form content, you guys all know threads. We've got a threadcast going for all this. So it literally feels like Twitter when you use it. And long-form content, that's what's been on Hive for years now. And then communities have really taken shape on Hive for the last probably 3 years. So Leo has really kind of taken advantage of that. Decentralized voting is something we built recently. It's custom JSON based, and it basically just lets you do on-chain governance votes. So right now you can vote, it's one account, one vote. Later on it's going to be stake-weighted voting. And then we've got tokenization. Like I was saying, the Zuckerbergs of the world got very rich tokenizing attention. And Leo is doing very much the same thing, but taking all that value and flowing it back to the users. So that's really important to us. Immutable identities, that, and you know, you guys don't need to be told this, but the value of Hive is immutable accounts on chain. Nobody can take it from you. You own your keys. And obviously Leo takes advantage of that. So inflows. Like I said, you know, the Zuckerbergs of the world got very rich by bringing money to the table when it came to attention. So when you have users, they build content, they build a base of content, and you know, all the content has value, and it doesn't have value because of what the content actually is. And we were talking about this earlier, that you know, proof of brain is kind of an interesting concept. It really should be proof of attention, which is the more attention you get, the more value that content has. So if you go on Leo and you look at, there's a little view counter, and it tells you how much a piece of content generated in terms of ad revenue. So the idea there is we're actually monetizing attention. We're not just bringing attention in for no reason. And I think that's a big kind of key issue with Web3 is that Web2 has done a really good job of monetizing people, but Web3 has not. So we're all about tokens and tokenizing and selling the next token. But really what we should be doing is selling the attention. So the Hive Light Account Protocol, we built this probably about 3 years ago, but we've made a lot of iterations to it. So essentially you can sign up in 30 seconds, you have all the features that you have as a full Hiver, but you don't hold your keys, and you use your X or your Google account to authenticate and log in. So the reason behind